Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. If you can do me a solid and like this video so it helps get my videos out there, I'll really appreciate it. But let's get straight into the video today, starting off with some potentially really big news. Chelsea favourites to sign Inter Milan defender Achraf Hakimi. And that's not only the case, it does look like we have agreed terms with the player and his agent himself. We're just working with Inter Milan to get that, the fee right, whether it's going to be installments, potential bonuses for appearances or goals, whatever it could be. It looks like this is set to go on. It says Chelsea moved ahead of PSG in the race to sign Inter Milan defender Achraf Hakimi this summer. PSG made an offer of about 56.1 million, but it was matched by us then not long after. Both bids have fallen short of the 68.8 million pounds that Inter Milan are looking for, so we're not quite there yet. But we have already agreed terms with Hakimi through his agent and believe they can offer players in part exchange. The interesting part on that is that Emerson Palmieri has been a target for Inter Milan for quite a while now. We've seen them, reportedly looking like they're going for him, and if we can maybe, offer that, was it 56.1 million plus Emerson, that would be great for us, because we're getting rid of Emerson. We're using him for something useful rather than just selling him for 15 million, whatever we'd maybe get for him. He'll go to a club that he'll probably do quite well at. I think he'd do well at Inter Milan. We get a player off our wage books and all that sort of stuff, one of the deadwood players that's not really going to go anywhere in our team. And we get Achraf Hakimi. And of course, this guy is very talented. He can play both sides at fullback, definitely more of a wing back. He's very good going forward, very fast. It did initially worry me when I heard the reports of us going for Hakimi, because I'm thinking, I really hope we're not going to, ruin Reece James's trajectory in this first team. He's been a good year or two trying to work his way past Azpilicueta, and he's done that on the right back / right wing back role. But is this going to be a problem for Reece James? We've seen Reece James play as the right-sided centre-back in a few games earlier on in the season, towards the end of it, and it did work. Ultimately it was okay. It wasn't like it was the best thing in the world. You lose a lot if you're keeping Reece James back there than having him further forward. But you could also argue that we had Azpi as the wing back in that scenario, and that's obviously not great going forward. He's good defensively, going forward is not his strength. So if you put Reece James as the right-sided centre back in a back three and Hakimi as the wing back, maybe that works. That fits both of them in there. We've then got a solid centre back in Reece James, capable of going forward if we can, drop a midfielder back to cover for him or something like that. You've got Hakimi and Reece James available on that right side, so it could work out that way. I would be a bit surprised, because everyone has sort of been under the assumption that this is the formation we were going with in the past season that's just been. But then next season we'll see Tuchel, buying a few players that he likes, tinkering with the system, and we'll go again with something different to try and win the league and pursue the Champions League again, of course. But maybe this is a sign, as it says in this article, that he's maybe prepared to stick with the same formation as they look to challenge for the title next term. It could be the case. So we'll see how it goes. It's looking very strong at the moment. Of course, if we've agreed everything with Hakimi and it looks that we've agreed a wage, bonuses, signing on fee, all that, and we're just waiting on Inter Milan to maybe accept our Emerson inclusion in this or to bump the money up a little bit, it'll be a good deal for around 60 million, call it. That would be a good deal for us. I don't want to do it if it's stunting Reece James, and if that's the case, then I'd rather us not do it. But I also want to back Tuchel because he's shown great things. So it's a tough one for me. Let me know what you guys think on this one, because again, I'm torn. What if this is a problem for Reece James? You don't want to let a talent like him go, but Hakimi's very good, so we also want him. And I don't think I'd want to play him on the left, because we've just got Chilwell, and Chilwell's great there. So for me, he'd have to play on the right. That means Reece James goes back to centre-back. Are you happy with that? Let me know. Now on this one, you might be a little bit surprised to see us mentioning this, because as you can see at the top there, I was a Chelsea fan growing up, quoted by Sancho. Manchester United top target makes shock Blues admission, revealed he loved Lampard. This situation is an iffy one, because we don't need to sign a winger, so I don't think we will be going for Jadon Sancho very seriously, unless we know that we're going to be selling someone from our team. If it was anyone, it looks like it'd be Ziyech. maybe Callum Hudson-Odoi, but I'm hearing reports that the club don't want to sell him, and then I'm hearing reports saying that the club are open to selling Callum Hudson-Odoi, so I don't know entirely on this one. But, you know, Sancho's come out recently and was very, in this TalkSport interview, was very, you know, not shy about saying how much he loves Chelsea, how much he loved Lampard, and didn't mention anything of how much he loved Man United or, you know, whatever, so doesn't look up to any of their legends. So it was a weird one. Maybe it's a sign from him that he's, you know, looking to nudge a Chelsea move his way, you know, be like, come and get me, I want to play for you. But it could equally just be, you know, he was asked a question, he answered it, he's a Chelsea fan. Now, how this relates to us is, if we take a look at this tweet here, Richard Romano tweeted, Manchester United know since April that Dortmund won 95 million euros for Sancho. Negotiations are ongoing after personal terms agreed until 2026, so Sancho has agreed to go there if it all happens. Now it's about payment terms, how to deal with add-on structure, and blah blah blah. And it has to be 95 million euros. The work is ongoing. So with this, you know, are United gonna meet that 95 million euros? They probably don't want to, but they probably will have to. Well, they almost guaranteed will have to. It sounds like Dortmund are having no negotiation. This has to go to 95 million. If this doesn't happen, this is where the problem comes in. Man United could turn to Hudson-Odoi. Now, it could be a problem. It says if they're unable to lure the England's star back to the Premier League, they'll turn to Hudson-Odoi, who Chelsea are believed to be prepared to sell if the price is right this summer. Now this one, I don't like it. I don't want to let Callum Hudson-Odoi go because I think he's a great talent. I think we'd be losing a lot, and in the future, if he goes to United, plays week in, week out, he will be great. I have no doubt about it. So we should not be letting him go, especially to Man United. But of course, if they don't get Sancho, if they're not willing to pay that 95 million euro fee, then that could turn to a problem. I'm also seeing reports, you know, we covered that Bayern are looking at Hudson-Odoi again. They're looking to reignite that interest. And then I'm seeing reports saying that Callum doesn't want to go. He wants to stay. He wants to work his way into this team, prove to Tuchel that he can start week in, week out, be that guy for us. And I back him. I think if we, you know, use more traditional wingers next season, if the formation does change, then Hudson-Odoi has to be involved. You know, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi in the wings, or Ziyech maybe on one side, whatever it is, we need to see it happen. And Hudson-Odoi's got a great ceiling, so to lose him to Man United would be awful. But hopefully it's not going to be the case. Hopefully this report is wrong, that Chelsea aren't looking to sell Callum Hudson-Odoi. And I guess let's hope Man United do go for Sancho, and they do end up getting him and paying this massive fee, because otherwise they might come for Callum Hudson-Odoi and things go pear-shaped for Chelsea. So fingers crossed this all works out well for us. You know, we don't want Callum going to Man United for sure. So let me know what you guys thought of these stories down in the comment section down below. If you really want to help me out, please leave a like on this video. As I said, it helps get my videos out there, so I appreciate anyone that does that. Subscribe so you stay up to date with all my videos, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.